Good morning. Is anybody there? Happy Saturday. Gonna wait and see if anybody comes on before I get started. Hopefully they will. I'm just gonna enjoy my coffee. Hey, Willie Ann. Can you hear me all right? Hi, Paula. Hey, Wanda. Wanda K. Can y'all hear me? Hey, cousin. It's Robin. Hey, Angela. Robin, you gonna want to come down when I get this made. Hey, Roger. You better get to work. You got your coffee too? Oh yeah. Look at my cup. It says, my kids have paws. And I know it's probably backwards because everything is backwards on this camera. Somebody asked me, well, actually I've had a few people say, I didn't know you were left-handed. I'm not. The camera flips the image. So, all right, y'all. I went grocery shopping last night. And let me tell y'all, one of my most favorite things in this world to eat is country ham. The pig. That's why I'm wearing my pig shirt. We're gonna have some pig this morning. But country ham was cheaper. Honestly, it's cheaper than sausage. It's cheaper than bacon. And I'm telling you, I love country ham. And we raise pigs sometimes, and we actually do our own hams with my dad. Of course, my dad is like the master ham maker, so. But we haven't in a few years. So when we don't have our own home-raised hams, I always buy a country ham at Christmas time. That's my thing. I know a lot of people do that. But, you know, I decided, hey, why can't it be Christmas in June, right? Because country ham was cheaper. Honestly, it's cheaper than bacon or sausage. So I'm going to do some country ham and biscuits, and I'm going to do some chocolate gravy. Now, y'all are probably going to be like, turn her off. She don't make biscuits right. I'm sorry. This is just how I make biscuits. I contemplated doing them differently for the camera, but no, I'm not. I'm going to do them just like I do them. And they always turn out better when I do them this way. Anytime I try to do them differently, then they're never as good. And my mama taught me how to do them this way. So if mama does it, then you know it's got to be right. Okay, so we're going to start out. I got several viewers. I've got 2 cups of self-rising flour. Self-rising, not plain. Self-rising flour. I have my iron skillet. This is a 10-inch iron skillet. And I have buttermilk. Now, I don't really know. I'm going to start out with a cup. I hope that's right because I don't know. And I have oil. So, the oil, this is a 1/4 cup right now. That's what I'm starting with. It goes in the bottom of my skillet. And I can already tell I may need a little more. I'm going to roll it around. I may need a tad more, but we're going to go with that, 1/4 cup. To the flour, I'm just going to pour my buttermilk in. And I'm going to pour the whole cup. That's what I'm going to start with. Because, you know, I don't usually measure, so I don't know. And then I'm going to put my mama's bowl up here. And I'm just going to stir it in. And I'm just really stirring it to get that milk mixed in there good. And I can already tell it needs, for my taste, for my biscuits, it's going to need a little more buttermilk. Not a lot more. So I'm going to go maybe another 1/4 cup. maybe a 1/4 cup right there. So I'm going to pour a little bit more in there. Put it back up here. And I'm going to stir it again. And I may have done a little too much. If you get too much, just put a little more flour. But I think I'm going to be okay once I really get it stirred in here. It's really getting smooth. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really smoothing out. All right, it is a little loose, so a 1/4 cup was just a little bit too much. But when I say I'm going to add a hair more flour, I'm trying not to get my ugly flour bin over here in the picture. Because it's just an old plastic cereal thing. And I mean, I've just got probably a tablespoon of flour. I'm going to sprinkle it around and just kind of roll it. And it's pulling away a little bit from the side of the bowl. Alright. I'm going to have to get the flour bag out because I really need just about a spoon more. I can't reach it. Well, what do you do when you can't reach it? This is what I do, or I go get my stepladder. Well, that's cornmeal. It's work right here. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour in there. When I say a little, I just want it to just kind of make it pull away a little bit cleaner from the sides. Hey, Paul J and Boone. Or is it just Jamie and Boone? My hair bows. All right, so that's pretty good. See how it? Now I'm not gonna roll these out. Get your hubby. He's outside, Roger. All right, I roll these out because that's not how I do it. And this is much cleaner. You don't have flour everywhere. Well, I do it. That's just because it's me. I'm gonna big heaping spoon. I'm gonna drop it in here. Big heaping spoon. Drop it in here. Big heaping spoon. Drop it in here. I'm telling you, mine usually turn out better when I do it this way than when I try to roll them out. And I'm going to go back with a spoon and some oil and shape these up a little bit and make them look a little prettier. I really could have done a little more. If Donnie would have done these biscuits, he would roll them out and cut them out. They would be oh so pretty. They wouldn't taste any better than mine do, so. And then I'm just gonna add this one to another one. All right, let me wipe my finger off. Now, this is key. You've got to do this. If you don't do this, they're not gonna be good. The grease that they're sitting in, take this spoon, dip it up in your spoon, spoon it on top of the biscuit, and spread it around, and take your spoon and shape your biscuit up a little bit. They're not going to be the prettiest biscuits in the world, but they're going to taste good. I hope. They always do. Now watch them turn out terrible. And I just smooth the tops down with some grease in my spoon. And that 1/4 cup did okay. That 1/4 cup of oil, it's good. If you don't have enough, if it's not coming up enough for you to be able to spoon it up. And like I said, just take your spoon and shape them. I always do mine in a cast iron skillet because now I'm telling you, I like the crust. I like a good crunchy crust on my biscuits. That's how I was raised eating them. And these are going to be some cat head biscuits because these are going to be pretty big. Now, I'm going to try to show them to you. If you can see them, that's what they look like after I've spooned that oil over the top of them. Now, I have not preheated my oven. I'm going to put them in the oven on bake on 450. Start. And it's just like my cornbread. Generally, when the beeper goes off that the oven's heated to 450, it's generally done. So, all right, now let's move on to the stove. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab my ham in my hand and come on over here to the stove. Hope y'all can see. Ooh, yes. All right. I have got, let me lay my hand down. Gotta light my stove. Come on, baby, light my fire. All right. I'm gonna put some oil because my ham is, it don't have a lot of fat on it. It's pretty lean. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little oil, cover the bottom of my skillet with a little oil. Turn you down a hair. Let that start getting warm. Let's see, who's here? Messy is the best food anyway, yeah. Mine's definitely gonna be messy. There's Lucy Hope. Hey, babe. I'm letting that warm up just a hair. It don't have to get smoking hot because I don't really want it to get smoking hot, but I'll probably set the alarms off. I usually do. I'll go ahead and just put my ham meat. Now let me tell you about this country ham. I bought this country ham at the grocery store. And yes, they would slice it for me if I'd asked them to. But I don't like it sliced at the grocery store. I like to slice my own. And the reason I don't, when you slice it at the grocery store on that slicer, it slices through the bone and it gets that bone meal all over your meat. You have to wash it off. And to me, it changes the whole flavor of your country ham. So I always bring it home whole, put it on my butcher board, get out the butcher knife and cut hunks out, and then I slice it whatever. Some of them's going to be little, some of them's going to be big, but that's how I slice it. It just completely changes the flavor of the country ham to me. Also, if I don't get that bone cut, after I get all most of the meat off the bone, I still have a ham bone. And I put that in the freezer, and the next time I want to make white beans, got a ham bone to go in them, and they're so good. Also, I cut that skin off the outside of it, and I leave a little of the fat on that skin, not a lot of it, but I can also control the fat on it. I don't like a lot of fat. But I take that skin off, I put that skin in another Ziploc bag, and it makes a lot. You've got usually a whole gallon size bag full of skin pieces. I put that in the freezer. Then I can use that to put in white beans, pinto beans. I can put it in turnip greens or green beans or anything I want to later. So really, if you don't get your ham sliced, you're going to get more use out of it. You're going to get more for your money. So I've got my skillet pretty full, so I'm going to lay these over here. I'm going to take some of this to Mama and Daddy. So Mama, if you're watching, I got breakfast cooking, and I just noticed that my measuring cup over here must have a crack in it. I got milk everywhere. We got a leak. That was a plastic one, an old plastic one, and I I got milk going everywhere. Okay. So I've got my ham cooking. Let me come on over here. Can we see this one? All right, we're gonna start with our, well, something in the bottom of my pan. It's supposed to be clean. We're gonna start with our chocolate gravy now. I make my chocolate gravy different probably than anybody you know, but this is how I make it, and it's good. All right, I've got about a cup of sugar here, and I have got to have some cocoa. I'm just about out of cocoa. And I meant to bring my measuring spoon, but I didn't. I'm gonna take, I like mine really chocolatey. I put 3 tablespoons of cocoa in it. I'm gonna go ahead, I didn't bring my whisk over, so I'm gonna use my potato masher as a whisk. And it's really the perfect size. It fits flat on the bottom. You know, I'm all about that flat bottom. Hey, Cindy. Yeah, I love chocolate gravy too. All right, so see, I've got my sugar and my cocoa mixed up good. Now I'm going to take my flour, and I'm going to do probably about 3 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to mix it in as well. And I want it mixed in good with the sugar. Now, I haven't put any liquid in it yet, or any fat, or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and turn my ham. Country ham doesn't take long. You know, some people cook it pretty hard. I like mine soft. I like my country ham floppy. Don't like my bacon floppy, but I like my country ham floppy. Alright. It really don't take long to cook. It's cured. You know what my husband does? I don't recommend this. I tell him every time he does this, I say, you're going to get worms. If he's cutting the country ham up, he'll eat it as he cuts it, like raw. And I'm like, you're crazy. But he does. He says it's like dried out jerky, but I mean, he don't get it down next to the bone. It's usually out on the outer edge, and it is kind of dried and cured. It hasn't killed him yet, but I think he's crazy. All right, so I've got the chocolate, the sugar, and the flour mixed up pretty good. Now, I'm going to add water. Let's see how much I add. For this sauce, I just added 2 cups to start with. And I'm going to try to mix it up as best I can. You could use a whisk. I'm using a potato masher. But honestly, I just like the way it gets down on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat on. And I also, a lot of times, will use a slotted spoon. And that's to keep the lumps out, okay? Water doesn't scorch quite as quickly as milk does. So milk, sometimes I will add milk probably kind of toward the end. But it doesn't scorch as quickly as the milk does, the water doesn't. Alright, so let me turn my ham. Turn my light on my oven. Yeah, those are doing okay. I don't have my ham on high, but I got it kind of medium high. You really have to keep stirring the gravy too. And, you know, depending on how thick you like your gravy, if you like it really thick, you can cook it longer, put more flour maybe, if you like it. I like mine kind of a medium thickness, you know. I want it to hold up and really stick to the spoon. I don't want it to be just pure liquid, but I don't want it just clop, you know, paste. I don't want it paste. Yeah, milk does. My mother-in-law taught me that. My mother-in-law told me, Cindy said she uses milk and it almost always scorches. That's what my mother-in-law, she made chocolate gravy with water, and she said, which my mama, I know my mama makes it in the microwave a lot of times. And it really is good. My mama can cook anything in the microwave. She's so funny. Now, salt in it sometimes, but I meant to put a little bit of salt before I started. Salt will bring the sweetness out, and I'm going to put butter. If you use salted butter, you probably wouldn't want to put salt, but my butter is unsalted, so I just put just a pinch or two of salt in it. I meant to put it in the dry, and I forgot it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this ham up. I'm using Granny Pope's platter again this morning. I used Mama's mixing bowl and Granny Pope's platter. Donnie's mowing. You can probably hear the mower running. Alright, let me throw the rest of the ham in the skillet. Last night I went to the grocery store, and I don't know if y'all saw my post, but I was thinking about getting some takeout and just bringing something home. And after I got my groceries, I don't know about y'all, but there's just something about the grocery store that just wears me out. I was just wore out, and I was like, I'm not getting anything. I'm just going home. I just want to go home. And I thought, I got that country ham. So that's what I had for supper. I had country ham. I'm going to have it today for breakfast. So we're not checking blood pressures in the holler today, okay? No, it should be all right. I don't have a problem with my blood pressure. Too sweet, Ronnie? Well, you don't have to eat the chocolate gravy. I hadn't tried making chocolate gravy with any artificial sweeteners before. I don't know. All right, I'm just stirring this. As you notice, you just gotta keep stirring. But I'm gonna let it sit for just a minute. Pick on the biscuits. They're coming along. I'm also going to show you one other gravy. I should have said gravy two ways. My daddy likes red-eye gravy. I don't really like red-eye gravy. But, hey, my daddy likes it, so I'll show y'all how to make red-eye gravy. Yeah, it does make you drink a lot of water, Angela. Hey, Lori. Thanks. Oh. Listen, I just like to have fun. Lori says I'm so funny. I like to have fun, and I'm so tired of all the negativity on social media, and I just want something out there that's not negative. So, we're just going to have some fun here on my show. We're not going to... Oh, now, look here. My gravy's starting to bubble up on the sides. I see it. It's starting to thicken. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me show you. See how it's kind of starting to starting to bubble and boil. Yeah, it's gonna get thick quick. Thick quick. And I may or may not add some milk. I'm gonna let it thicken just a little more, and I always finish it off with butter. The butter comes in at the end. Yep, it's thickening up. The key is just stick with it. You can't put it on and walk away. See if I can flip this and stir this at the same time. Cindy, I think if you try it with the water, you probably won't miss the milk. All right, yeah, it's really getting thick now. I'm gonna go ahead and pour a little milk in it just for flavor, richness, but really it's flavorful enough without it. I don't always put milk in it. It kind of just gives it more of a milk chocolate taste, I guess you'd say. And I forgot my knife to cut my butter with. I think I cut it with this fork. Couple tablespoons of butter. There goes my biscuits. Alright, actually I'll turn that on just another minute because that milk thinned it up. I'm going to let it kind of start to boil a second. Okay, they're not hardly done. The timer did go off, or not the timer, but the oven temp did go off, and for some reason they're just not hardly done. But they're almost done. So I'm going to let them go a few more minutes. Won't be much longer. And this is kind of boiling again up on the sides. If you like your chocolate lighter, you know, put a little less cocoa powder in it, add more milk, it'll be more of a milky chocolate. If you like the dark chocolate, put, you know, the more cocoa powder and less milk. Makes sense to me. I don't know if that's really true, but I mean, I know it's true in the taste, but I don't know if that's what a chef would say, but that's what I would say. I'm not a chef. Alright, this is doing pretty good, but I'm going to let it bubble just a little bit more. The ham's doing good. Now, if you're going to cook country ham, your stove is not going to stay nice and clean. It's going to have splatters on it. So just know that. There. Okay. Yeah, it's really boiling now. See how it's boiling up on the sides? Let it go for another minute because I want it to thicken up. It's really thickening up is what it's doing. And it'll get a little thicker. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. So I think it's thick enough for me. As it cools down, it'll thicken a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now and check my ham. It looks good. That one looks good to me. I'm going to take it out. We're fixing to make the red-eye gravy for my daddy. I don't know why those biscuits seem to be cooking slower today than they normally do. Because I want them to cook fast. They say a watch pot never boils, a watch biscuit never browns. The biscuits, you want them, to know when they're ready is when they get golden brown on the top. The top you can see. They get kind of a golden brown. Then the bottom should be good and crunchy. All right. There's the ham. And I'm going to drain the grease off out of my skillet. And if you'll notice on the skillet, on the bottom is all the little pieces and where I've cooked the ham, it's stuck on kind of, you know, I don't know what you call that, but there's a name for it and I can't think of it. All right, so here we go. So this is red eye gravy, in case you wondered. Now, I've got some coffee and it's pretty weak because I didn't make real coffee today. I just ran one back through. I'm going to put coffee in the bottom of my iron skillet, and it's going to kind of bubble and boil a little bit. I'm going to just scrape it and get all the little pan bits and pieces up where I cooked the ham. And I'll tell you, that's red eye gravy. Fagan's at the door wanting in. He's always at the door wanting in. He was outside with Donnie, but Donnie's turned the blade on the lawnmower, and he does not like the blade. All right, so now I'm going to pour my red eye gravy. Notice how it cleaned the bottom of that skillet? There we go. There's red eye gravy. So, all right. Now I've got country ham, chocolate gravy, red eye gravy, and biscuits that are just being a pain. I quit opening the oven door. Maybe they would finish. Gonna get them out here in just a minute so you can see them. You could fry some eggs, scramble some eggs. It'd be good with it as well. I probably will. I like my eggs fried with the yellows running. And a lot of people don't like them like that. But actually, I like my eggs fried with the yellow runny. I like my eggs scrambled. I like my eggs boiled. I like egg salad. I like deviled eggs. I like eggs. Pretty much any way you can make them, except I don't like when somebody cooks an egg and it gets that hard brown. They overcook them. I don't like overcooked eggs. I'll eat them, but I don't like them. All right, y'all. I'm getting anxious. Donnie likes his gravy a little thinner than I like mine. So for my taste, you know what I said the other day, opposites attract. I would have cooked it a little longer and made it a little bit thicker. My preferences, but I know him and I know what he likes. So I'm gonna let it be like he likes it today. That's what us wives do. Husbands know that. We fix it the way you like it. Runny eggs. Yes, Bridget. We love us some eggs, don't we, Bridget? Everybody likes runny eggs, apparently. Here's my ham. It's so good. I love country ham. I mean, country ham is just, it's just wonderful. I love it. It's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. All right, y'all. I'm going to rush these biscuits. I'm going to rush them. I should put it up a little higher maybe. But I always put it on 450 and it just seems like it's taking longer today. I don't know what the problem is. Fagan's still barking. Fagan, go lay down. He hates that lawnmower blade. What else can I do while I'm waiting on those biscuits? Let me go ahead and grab up, well, I wasn't going to do a bowl. I was going to put it on the biscuit itself. So that's what I'll do. they're done, the biscuits are actually done. And probably, now here's one thing I don't do. Probably Donnie would be ready for them to come out right now because he likes them softer. He don't like that crunchy crust like I do. But I love the crunchy crust. So. And I like a thin biscuit. I like my biscuit a little thinner. Sometimes I get more flour in and they're thicker. If you like it thicker, put a little more flour in there. If you like a thinner biscuit, then what I did should be good because they're going to be a little thin. I don't like a lot of meat, a lot of bread. I just like the crust. That's how I'm about cornbread too, really. I just like the crust. If I really was going to eat cornbread like I would want it, when I take it out of the oven, I'd just peel the whole crust off and that would be mine and everybody else could eat what was left. Pretty much I like burgers, I guess you'd say. Alright, I'm rushing these. I know they're done, so I'm getting them out. They are kind of a golden brown on top. I would like them a little browner, but I'm boring y'all. And these are thin. These are very thin. Now they don't always come out this thin, but see how they're golden, how they are on top. Alright, I'm going to make a plate. And we're going to have some chocolate gravy and biscuits. Woo! They're hot, Mama. They are hot. Let's move this camera around a little bit. All right. I'm not going to eat any red eye gravy, y'all. Woo! I know I put butter in the biscuit, in the gravy, but I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on my biscuit. Why skimp, right? And where's my ladle? Anybody know where my ladle went off to? I really need to organize my drawer. It is organized. It don't look it, but it is. I know spatulas are here, big spoons are here, woodens are over here. I know my system. And there it goes running everywhere. Piece of ham. There we go. Chocolate gravy, biscuits, and country ham. Does it get any better than that? I don't think so. If you want your biscuit to be a little thicker, put probably 2.5 cups of flour in there. I just really like a thin biscuit, so that's why I made mine thin. There we go, y'all. That's it. Happy Saturday. I hope that y'all like my videos. I hope you're sharing them and liking them. And Sherry says I'm going to try to make the shrimp and grits tonight. Oh, good, Sherry. Post a picture. Let me see how it comes out. Let me know if he likes it. Come on, Wanda. It's ready. Oh, goodness. I look rough. It's Saturday morning, y'all. I just braided this old hair. Made it look, pulled it out of my face. Daryl loves it. Is that right, Lisa? Daryl, also known as Scott. All right. Hey, Debbie, are you just joining? You can go back and rewatch it if you're just getting on. I hope everybody has a great Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I got some cleaning to do and a few projects I'm going to work on, and probably one of those projects is going to be laying in the pool. So you guys have a lot of fun today and have a great weekend. Stay positive. Quit reading everything on social media. Just scroll on past it. That's what I do. Just scroll on past it. It's really getting to me, so I just have to scroll on past it. So let's all stay positive and happy and be kind to one another. Have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.